Hey, Shalom, Israel. Shalom. This is Brother Kradazov from SOZ Houston,
Hey, Shalom is the brother Potter Wafia from SZ Houston.
and this is another episode of what? Blow that trumpet?
Ooh, 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 ooh. Stay on that pivot, man. Nice to see y'all.
Khan. All praises, man. We love seeing y'all. I'm glad to be back at another episode. Today we got a pretty good episode lined up for you guys because we've seen a lot of things in the earth right now that is transpiring. Like the Lord said, it's going to continue to happen and continue to happen and continue to happen, right? So right now we got a show coming out with Moab is actively seeking war with Taiwan. So now that's progressing. We already see the Middle East going at it. Now we about to see Moab go at it. You understand what I'm saying? So those things are all coming to pass. We got tornado seasons ripping up the earth all over the world right now, all throughout the U.S. from the north to the south. We got Edom seeking Amaleks head. And we got some other amazing things like fast food is now a luxury in this country, man. So before we get started, we want to make sure that we open up and bring out all due respect to the Most High. So we're gonna bring it out with the book of Colossians 3:17, and we're gonna get this started, man. It's the book of Colossians 3:17, and whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Him. See, that's what we do, man. We come out here on the highways and hedges, and this is another form of a highway and a hedge, man. This is the digital highway, man. This is the digital hedges. So we always got to bring out the Most High's word and bring out the Most High's word with respect, honor, and love, and that's what we're gonna do. What you got, brother?
Khan, can y'all get the book of Matthew 24 and 14, Baba Shah?
Matthew 24:14.
Yep.
Khan,
Shalom, family. Shalom.
sister
Right.
Hebrew daughter.
You said what?
I said Shalom, sister Hebrew daughter.
Khan, all praises.
Matthew 24:14, and it reads, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Hey, so, you know what I'm saying? I just want to put things out there that what? Right? The gospel is being preached, man. People are saying we return to Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai, man. And because we're doing these things, we're manifesting the end, man. We're bringing it forth, man. We're showing the Lord that we want to serve Him and repent. And He's slowly overthrowing our captivity, man. And we all know what is going to be the signs of the end of times, right? Uh, Rumors of war, right? Weather issues, right? Murmuring, so on and so forth. Hey, that's what's going on now, man. And best believe it's happening in diverse places, man. Right? Hey, Houston last week got hit by a tornado, man. Right? So there's a lot of things going on that the Lord got in works, man. Right? So let's make sure that we what? Always giving that glory, honor to the Most High God and being diligent. Being diligent in praying, in fasting, right? In supping with the Lord, reading the scriptures, man. Actively working on ourselves, man. Right? I yield. Go ahead, King.
Hey, and want to throw another shout out there. Hey, Shalom, sis. How you doing?
Shalom, shalom.
Love y'all watching. Okay, so what? Hey, let's bring out the first topic then, because we were just talking about. You just brought up a good point. The rumors of war. While we are actually in Matthew 24, the 24th chapter, let's find it real quick. Where it says, there we go, verse 6, and it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." That's absolutely right. Because right now the Lord told us to watch and to make sure that we keep our eyes on the signs of the times, man, to make sure that we can discern when He's coming back. You understand? Because these things are left for us as the children of Israel to have these heavenly gifts, to have the seers and the oracles to foretell the prophecy, which is things to come to pass. That we have the understanding and not the heathen. So we got the blessings and we got the ability to prepare for these things and these tribulations, like Jacob's trouble. All these things are just signs leading up to the return of Yahweh Shai to redeem us, right? So, like the brother brought out the rumors of war. So let's bring out the first article. As we all know, there's multiple wars on the front right now. We got what? Russia still fighting with the Ukrainians, right? We got Israel, the GMO Israelis over there fighting with Ishmael and Hamas and the Palestinians, which are actually You know, the Philistines are a true African nation, but we're gonna let them, for time's sakes and just colloquial terms, call them the Palestinians, right? The Ishmaelites over there. And right now we got a full circle. Now we got Moab trying to go divided against Moab, right? So this first article is called "China is actively preparing for a major war against Taiwan." And as my brother said before, the key word here is actively. That means that they're in the process of trying to accomplish with great intent right now. So things that you can wake up tomorrow and find that the whole eastern part of the earth is in a war state. And the only reason it's not considered a complete world war is because everybody over there is fighting in a war, but they're fighting against their common enemy, and they haven't crossed allies yet. But once the allies starting to get crossed, then that's when you're going to start seeing, well, you know what, you beating up on my friend. Now I got to kind of step in and, add some firepower to defend him. And then next, all these allies and all these fake lines that these heathens have made with each other, they're going to get thrown out the window, and everybody's going to start getting at it, right? And it says, and the Western world is still not taking the threat seriously, because the pride of Babylon is what? No greater country than the Edomites and than Babylon, right? On top of that, they are not considering that a threat because they have nothing that they're going to benefit or lose out of it. So there's no concern or interest within losing Taiwan, because really the only thing they make is they make a lot of microchips and different things like that. That is actually very useful across the board for everybody, but it's under the domain of China. And currently, the United States doesn't even see Taiwan as a country or publicly recognizes it as an independent country separate from China, because it would break treaty understandings of the relationship between China and the U.S. So let's dive a little bit and read a little bit of this article real quick so we can get a little bit more context. It says, China has just launched enormous military exercises codenamed Joint Sword 2024A, which are designed to simulate what a war against Taiwan would look like. Chinese fighter jets are conducting mock airstrikes against high-value military targets, and Chinese warships are practicing for future economic blockade, meaning the same thing that they're doing in Gaza right now. They're going to block the food, the aid that the people are going to send for infrastructure damage, medical supplies. They're already planning on how to destroy these routes of them getting aid, right? And it says most Americans don't seem to realize this, but once China goes to war with Taiwan, we will instantly be in a state of war with China. The flow of consumer products from China will completely stop. We will no longer have access to advanced computer chips from Taiwan that we depend on, and the economy will crash. Just think about that, like I just mentioned. Everything that you even utilize right now, to your microwave, to your beard trimmers, have microchips in them, because we're in an age that everything is an age of technology and electronics. And if that country, which is China, which is also Taiwan extended, they go to an active war, they're no longer going to be trying to produce trade, because they already have a separate economy that's stable with Russia and their ruble and the BRICS. So what they're trying to do is already trim the fat, which is their number one enemies, which is the Edomites and all the other nations that are not allied with the BRICS. So it would only suit them to do fine by a proxy, like they like to do with Israel. A proxy war tactic would be, let's stop producing and providing goods for our enemies so they're built up and stable to come against us when they're needed. So let's take away their microchips. Let's take away all the things that you get, say, made from China. Majority of the things that people sell made from China. A lot of the damn equipment that you buy, little air fans, little mobile, anything, damn cell phones to t-shirts to cookware to electronics, all come from Taiwan or China in some form or fashion for the major parts to make them work. So it said right here, China will completely stop, meaning there's no more goods from China. What would America look like without no goods from China? America isn't as great as you think it is. It's an illusion. It's only great by the goods of what has been given by its enemies. So if the enemies of this place stops trying to feed it, what's gonna happen? It's gonna fall apart. You're gonna see the true bare bone skeletons of what this country really looks like. What you got, King?
I kind of want to, because there's a lot of things to eat up on here, man. Right? Notice the man said, America will instantly be at war. Instantly. Why is that? Right? Because America, you know what I'm saying? China is becoming a strong superpower, man. Right? They're becoming very strong. Like the scriptures say, hey, those who are weak, they're going to say what? Now we are strong, man. And they're going to get ready for making war, man. And they're going to turn their pruning hooks, their plowshares into pruning hooks, man. Right? Going into what? Hey, they're starting to get strong. And if America kind of don't so-called check them, hey, they're going to rule over them, man. Right? But the Lord, he has plans for that. The Lord has a different way. You know, the Lord has this way of saying, hey, he knows how these things are going to go. But I want to get something real quick. Right? Can I please get the book of Isaiah chapter 14? And we're going to go to verse 4.
14 and 4. Come on. Isaiah 14 and 4. And it reads, Isaiah 14 and 4, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
Now, this is talking about, of course, America, man, in Esau's kingdom, right? It says, how hath the oppressor ceased? Right, let's go to the next verse, please, Baba Kasha.
Come on. The next verse, verse 5, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
And what is your staff? Your staff is something that you lean on to support you. So the Lord's going to slowly start breaking the support of America KKK, man. And after he break that support, what is he going to do? That scepter, his rulership, his dominion. All right, let's read on, please, Baba Kasha.
Verse number 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth.
You see that? So, hey, America's a proud nation, man. They're used to ruling in anger, persecuting anybody who don't follow, and nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's having a problem with it. But now, right, things are changing, man. There's a big dynamic changing here, man. Hey, China, they're kind of saying, nah, man, we ain't getting down with that, man. You got Russia doing the same. You got those of BRICS. They're all saying, hey, look, man, you're not going to run anything no more. They're kind of standing up to that big bully. You know, you see it all the times in the movies, the old movies. Right? You got that one bully, he bullies all the kids separately. Then he goes to the playground one day. Hey, and this happened in recess, man. Kind of go to the playground one day and everybody's standing up against that bully, man. And now the bully kind of got him back down. That's what's happening right now, man. Right? With what? Go back to that article, please, and read the title if you could.
The title, China is actively preparing for a major war against Taiwan, and the Western world is still not taking the threat seriously.
It says they're actively preparing. They're actively doing this. Hey, they're counting things, man. And the scriptures speak about this. Let's get Luke 14 and verse 31, please. Luke 14 and 31. Yahweh shall use the same thing that and likened it onto something, huh? Go ahead, King, whenever you're ready. The water for reading for me, too.
Ayanabar, this is the book of Luke, chapter 14 and 31. Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulted whether he be able with 1,000 to meet him that come against him with 20,000?
Hey, you see that? Hey, he's kind of consult. That's what China is doing. They're running simulations, practice drills, man. And let's be honest, man, this AI technology is getting even more advanced. Man, I be scrolling through Instagram sometimes and I see AI created videos on there, man. And really good editing with it too, man. Right? You go on I think it is not Google, But Microsoft or Bing, you try to use them as a web browser. Hey, they tell you the very first thing it says at the very bottom. This is an AI generated answer. So they putting these things to work, man. Learning how what people think, how people move, and they're gonna put those in those robots. And they're gonna what? Test their fighting capabilities against, you know what I'm saying, somebody who's a mastermind, man. Let's say you got, the pilot of the US Army, he's over here in America, and his name is Jimmy. Right, Jimmy, he's over there doing the flight patterns, and they're trying to get into Jimmy's mind, man. They're tapping into his phones, right? They're looking at his, because all things kind of go back to China, to be honest with you. So they're watching his phones, they're learning his mind, how he thinks, and then they're gonna take his skills, kind of watch the data, right? His flight tapes, kind of put it into a robot and have it simulate that, man. And they're gonna simulate fighting against these people, man. So when it comes down to it, hey, China, they're doing that. They're making sure they have everything first. Okay, can these 10,000 missiles destroy America's 20,000? Well, this is this is ICB, IC, super continent. What is it? How to say it? I can't hear you on mute.
The intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Yeah, supersonic ballistic missiles, man. Can these missiles rip through this force, man? And they're kind of putting things together. But let's read on, please, if you don't mind.
This is Luke 14:32. Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassage and desireth conditions of peace.
Hey, he said, hey, look, a king does not go to war without making sure he has everything prepared. Because if he don't, he's going to have to send somebody else to what? Make peace with the same people you try to war with, man. Hey, so we got to kind of look at these things. The Lord, he's not going to be a hypocrite. Hey, just like we got to prepare ourselves, make sure we have everything have everything prepared so we can make this journey to serve the Lord. Hey, our enemies are doing that on the left-hand side to make sure they have everything prepared for when they start killing, they don't have to stop. They don't need America, man. Come on, I yield.
And you're bringing out a lot of mighty points, you know what I'm saying? And, a lot of the time, a lot of people don't even see that these wars and what they're showing forth that they're capable of are the things that these are the enemies of our nation. And you're getting a live view of what they're capable of and what they actually have in stock against us when they do decide to come up and go against us. So I want to bring out the book of Zechariah 13:7. That's what I want. Let me bring that real quick. Because this is kind of one of those things that you got to take serious, that you got to look at and say, this is what the Lord's showing us. He's showing us the people that are our enemies and what they're capable of, because they're displaying it when they're actively at war with their own kind, the enemies of our own people, right? So it says, Zechariah 13:7, awake, O sword, against my shepherd and against the man that is my fellow, saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. So right now, what is one thing that our enemies are doing? They're definitely attacking us as much as you can possibly think. In the media, what do they have us doing? They got us more consumed with active beef and active things that are going on. And these are divisive things that are set up to destroy the shepherds of our people. Who are leading our people right now? The entertainers. Is it the men of the Lord that everybody's following behind that is out here yelling Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai? Or is it, BBL Drizzy going on right now? Or, hey, K-Dot's really slaughtering everybody. J. Cole, he's a coward for getting out of the beef. Why are those the things that are, or Sukiana? You know what I mean? These types of things. These are our shepherds to our people. And the Lord says, smite the shepherd and the sheep shall be scattered. So the people that we supposed to be out here leading the people, when you get rid of the true leaders, our people are scattered. That's why they got that individual idealism, right? And what spreads that? Who created TikTok? Who created
Hello? Okay, he kind of froze up. Right, let me give it a few seconds. See if he's gonna be able to come.
Shalom, can you hear me? We got a little interruption there. Can you hear me out?
Yeah, I can hear you. Last thing I heard was TikTok.
All right, Khan. Are we back? Because your video is frozen.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, my video is frozen. Yeah, no, I can hear you. I can see you well.
All right, Khan. Now you're moving. Now you're moving. Caught up. Salaki. See, when we start bringing out the word, man, hey,
They ain't coming to me, man.
Coming immediately, huh? You know what I'm saying? Hey, the water, sister. The water. She says she can hear us as well. Salaki for the technical. You know, our enemies, they don't sleep until they get to attack the righteous, right? So, but getting back to topic, TikTok is a Chinese proprietor, like they're the proprietor for that. So they're responsible for that. That's why right now you got so many active bills trying to get TikTok banned in the United States because they know how China operates. Like if China was to come to your aid and give you roads and what they call it, belts and roads initiative, so to speak, like give you like streets and street lights and infrastructure, what they do is they'll build your system, right? They'll build your roads, set up the surveillance at the stoplights to see who's running stoplights, and you can track people. But that also is for your government. But they also run a parallel line directly to their government, so they can actually watch as well. So when anytime you do anything with China, they put a hand, they give you a hand, but right behind that hand, they're saying, "But we own it. Now you got to follow the laws of China." Now it belongs to us, so we have all rights to what we do. That's why they don't want it, because with the TikTok, they're saying the software is actually dual purpose, right? So you're able to use it, and it's getting and taking information, and it's having the ability to access your stuff freely and give that straight to China. Anybody and everybody may have that on their phone. I don't have it, so to speak, but what, you got something?
Hey, you cooking on something crazy right there, right? Because even when you go into the app and you look at the terms and the conditions, it tells you, it takes your context, it looks at your context, your location, right? It sees your pictures, your videos, it has access to all those things. It's spyware, ultimately, man. Spyware disguised as something that's innocent. That's it. Go ahead, King.
And that's one of the things, King. Like a lot of the software that we use is designed that way. That's why they ask you, can your device grant these permissions? So if you select yes, no longer are they liable for what they can get from you, because you offered it to them. You accepted them being able to go through your so-called dirty laundry. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't know what these programs, Instagram, are running in the background. There's a lot of things. It's called a shell. So I can have a program that it can look like, let's just use a something that's easy like Candy Crush. But every time you stroke or try to complete like a level, all that is doing every time you're doing that is just allowing me to download all the information while you're playing. The moment you stop playing, I can still continue to download because it's already installed as a cover. Now you just get entertainment on the true software running is to retrieve your data, right? And that's why a lot of these games and a lot of things you do, you got to be careful of it. I don't know. I know a lot of people may not remember this, depending on how old you are, that when you first got a computer, you were terrified to open a document that you didn't know or an executable that you didn't know, because it was going to install like a worm on your system that'll go on your network, and now everything is compromised. A virus to be out there. We were afraid of viruses. That was the biggest thing. Oh, I got my computer got a virus. It got a virus. Now people don't even think like that. They don't care about viruses or worms, or they just want to do whatever their lust desires. So if they compromise their personal data to get on a site that is for lasciviousness, they don't care. They're like, why care about me? If let's say a person has some compromising photos on their phone. Why do I care if somebody can access those when I can go on the internet and access an infinite amount of people that are throwing that stuff out there willingly? Who really gonna care about seeing my pictures versus you can search exactly for what you want and find countless videos, pictures, live streams, interact like dating things. So people don't value privacy anymore because the world is so perverted. Your embarrassment of the things that you keep private are not even considered a threat because there's work. You see so much worse out there. So not even worry about if anybody can see your most intimate moments because it's still cleaner than the filth out there.
They kind of shame you if you don't have these. If you have these things private, they shame you for it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Why do you think our sisters like to do what they do? Why do you think they what man? I just heard one of the most ridiculous, filthy songs, and it just blows my mind. And I've seen sisters sing this song, and then they because they think it's catchy, but it's so degrading. It's like Sukiana, I sell X, Y, and Z. Have you heard that song?
No, I don't want to.
But this is the thing that is being bred on these TikToks, bro, because they'll use the audio and our sisters are imitated and they get views. And this is what I'm saying. This is where they're destroying and the shepherds of the good women to be the good teachers, right? To the women to teach the other young women to be good wives and good mothers to teach good things to the children. Now they got the right women to lead the right people into the wrong direction. But this is what I wanted to get to because China, they're showing you forth what they're going to do. But verse number 8, it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And that's what's going to happen when these people start going to war, when they start turning their hand on Babylon. 2/3 of our people are not going to make it, but you're not even afraid of that. And you can actively see that these people are running military drills. If you really want to see the destruction to come, just go on YouTube and type in military drills, ICBM missiles, destruction. Just type in what does a nuclear bomb look like? You can go in there and see these things because they recorded these things for your and the Lord in the end. He's going to say there was no excuse for you not to know what could come. If you can search online for how to make my baby waves or BBL chicks, and you couldn't search up the fear of the destruction that the Lord gave you the access to see, but you can find every filthy thing online that's not going to help you, but you're not going to look at the terror that the Lord has in store for you, because this is what's going to happen. What's going to happen if once these people, what's it going to be like? What's he bringing to us? He said, and I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. That's only to those people that are heeding the warning before, actually during the destruction. This is after the destruction. The third of the people that were saved during that time called out to the name of the Lord to serve him. They didn't follow behind the ways of the heathen. They didn't follow behind the ways of the wicked shepherds set up in the land. What did they do? They became an outcast and a reproach to men because they decided to serve the Lord in these last days and guard their spirit with all diligence and beware of the devices of China, because China is going to tear down China. Esau right now is tearing down Esau. Ishmael is tearing down Ishmael. So do you not see that all of these kingdoms divided are falling? Oh, they're falling right now. They're turning on each other. Kingdom shall be against the kingdom. And I'm going to bring out one last one. I'm going to let you cook. Just let it go on that real quick, because that's literally what we're going into. Kingdom, look, see, and that's what it really went into. And it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. What did this article say? It says right here, the flow of consumer products from China will completely stop. We will no longer have access to advanced computer chips for Taiwan that we depend on, and the economy will crash. That means the end of things for America, Babylon. A lot of places, man, because a lot of people can't even read maps anymore. You don't even know. Ask somebody what is an atlas? Ask somebody what is an atlas. They're not going to know what that is. You're not even going to be able to know how to read a map, let alone, because guess what? You can't GPS it with Google. What happens when the satellites are down and the towers are down? We recently just went through something we're going to get into our next article that definitely showed the state of mind and the state of people without the convenience of electricity, without the convenience of technology. It's a very measurable thing for a lot of people because hey, the amenities and the things that you're spoiled by, when the Lord decides to take those things and to throw you back into a state of wilderness, a lot of us aren't going to make it because you're too comfortable in this land that it's not your place to rest. And I yield with that.
Hey, Con, you kind of eating on that. You know what I'm saying? We going into war. The things that's happening in the earth, one of the signs of the end times, right? Let's go into that next article, man. Let's show them that.
Well, this next article is going into more of what was going to go into the tornado. So,
oh, that's even better because what? It says what? Let's go back to that Matthew 24. Let's see what the Lord's going to say about that.
We got it. What you want?
Matthew 24 and go to that verse 6 like you had. But let's read down one verse on that.
Yeah, we were on 7.
Con.
You want to reread 7 again?
Yes, please. Just read 7.
For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
And earthquakes, and he's going into what? Famine, that's a weather condition. Pestilence, right? Hey, earthquake, it's a weather condition. He's saying that what? All hell is kind of going to break loose, man. Chaos is going to be on the earth, man. It has to be chaos. Right? And this is one of those signs of those chaoses. Go ahead, bring it out, King.
What did you want to bring out another verse?
No, that article, Baba Shah.
Okay, Consolakia.
It says,
yeah, we're gonna get into it. It says 2024 is stacking up to be the most active tornado season in 7 years. And isn't that funny? I'm not a numerologist, but 7 is the number of completion, man. You know, and this has been the most in the year of 2024, where a lot of things have been exposed, being brought down. Wars are finally kicking off. Destruction at a high point, and lies of being wickedness are being exposed. And now you're having the most active of signs of the Lord and weather and tempest winds being able to touch the earth. These are things you can't just overlook, man. Look at what it says right here. It says the town of Greenfield, Iowa resembled a war zone on Thursday with uprooted trees and overturned cars in all directions and splintered wood that was once part of homes and businesses. Residents searched for belongings and family heirlooms in the rubble left by a devastating tornado that ripped through the community, killing 4. A swarm of at least 26 twisters roared through the Greenfield and other parts of Iowa and 5 other Midwestern states on Tuesday night and in Wednesday morning, man. And one thing that we can say for sure is even within in where we are in Houston. Look at this, Houston tornado 2024. This and we're in Houston. This is in Iowa, a place where you would expect to have a lot more tornadoes. We literally just had a tornado here that left 7 dead in Houston 6 days ago. So they had 30. How many tornadoes did they just say they had? 26 twisters with 4 people dead. And no, 26 and 5 in the other. So 31 twisters and 4 people were dead in all these places. But us in Houston, we had 1 tornado and left 7 dead and over 1 million without power. So when the Lord comes to take away everything, when he bringing these tempest winds and this destruction to the land, it doesn't take this one was 100 miles per hour. And you know, these tornadoes can get up to 200 to 300 miles an hour, big F5 tornadoes that can destroy everything. But the Lord brought a decent sized tornado to the Houston area and destroyed a lot of property and took more lives than he did out of 31 tornadoes in another area.
It's a lucky, man. When I was in school, they told me tornadoes can get so powerful and get so crazy that a straw can go through a tree, man.
Hey, see that? And that's very true, man.
Hey, man, it's going to get crazy. And if one tornado was able to leave millions of people without power, what about 26 of them? Right, that'll cripple Houston, man. right? There will be no more Houston, man. Because let's be honest, Iowa, like you said, that's a place known for having tornadoes, right? But Houston, they don't have that out here. They don't have basements that you can go to, right? There's videos of people hiding in the city, and the dang glass was breaking because of that, man. The power of the wind alone. So, brother, you eating right there. You eating on something mighty. Go ahead, King.
I want to bring out the precept of Psalms. Let's go 83 and 15. Look what he says. Psalms 83 and 15. So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. So this is something that you should be seeing in these last days. Like I said, man, the destruction of what the winds can do with the Lord's these are things that the Lord created that man can't you can't control a tornado, man. Esau can control a lot of things, but there's something that you can't control, are the things that are the strong things that the Lord have created. You understand? And which none of these things they understand. That's why they're so intrigued by it. They want to study these things. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is bringing this out for us to look at and say, look at this thing. Why would you continue in a sin when the Lord can bring this to you at any point in time while you in your sleep and take your life away by wind? You understand? That's a fearful thing that the Lord could literally think upon you, just you, and be like, drop that tornado right there on top of that dude's house. Destroy him. Just destroy him with the gust of wind, poetically destroy you. You know, and let me bring out one more. Actually, you know, we're gonna bring out a couple with this, but I just want, before I let you out, so you can cook as well. Look at this. Isaiah 28 and 2. Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which as the tempest of hail and destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And that's literally the things that the Lord does, man. He casts down with his hands without even having to touch this earth. Look at these. He brings mighty, mighty storms to bring fear and instill destruction on this land. So you can understand that the Lord is all powerful. Like I say, there's no might in Esau's hand to be able to control or to take over or steer the hands and destruction of the Lord. You know, and that's one of the things that you gotta understand. To me, this is terrifying because this is evidence that there's a Most High God. Because these things are look how it's just a destruction force, but it's beautiful, man.
Hey, let me get in right there because you said exactly what this precept is going to say. Right, this is going to show you the difference between Israel and the heathens. Wisdom of Solomon 13:1, Baba Kishar.
Huh? There you go. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, 13 and 1. Surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of Yahweh, and cannot out of the good things that are seen know him that is. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the work master.
So we see these things, but we don't acknowledge the work master, which is the Lord. But let's read on. Verse 2, Baba Kishar.
But deemed either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or the violent water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world.
To be the powers which govern the world, man. So they see the strength, the power, the might of all of these things, man. And even what else do they see? Next verse. Let's see what else do they see.
Verse 3. with those whose beauty, if they being delighted took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty hath created them.
And they see the beauty of it. You just said hey, that's beautiful. They see the beauty of it. See, Jake of Israel, we see the beauty in things, and we say, "What? All praise to the Most High God." Like He really put that together. The heathens, they say, "Oh, that tornado, that's a god. The tornado god, the wind god must be upset with me. Zeus must be upset." Cause they got God of the elements. They got gods of their elements, man. But us, we acknowledge the most. That's going exactly to what you're saying, King. That's a lock.
And check this out, man. There's two verses I want to bring out. Check this out, because when I see a tornado, what's the first thing you think of whenever you get to seeing this? Do you want to go out there and stand in this path, or what would you feel like?
Hell no. Hell no.
What would you want to do?
Hey, look. It depends. If anything coming my way, I'm running.
Okay, well look what the Lord said. Psalms 55:8. I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and the tempest.
You see that?
So when you see something like this, and this is a terrible thing of the Lord, check this out. Because you know what like we just went into. What would this thing do? Watch this. Why would you take haste to run away from the storm like that? Watch this, Job 27:20. Terrors take hold of him as waters. A tempest stealeth him away in the night. Because if you sleep, what's this gonna do? It's gonna steal you, man. In the middle of the night, and you're gonna get tossed and you're gonna get murdered, you're gonna be launched into the dark, man.
They kind of won't find your body.
And the Lord knows where you'll land if you land in one piece, or if they ever find you again, man. You know what I mean? And I would definitely try to quickly get up out of the way of a windy storm and a tempest. Why? Because destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. And ultimately, all these places that are getting hit is off of the land that was stolen, and blood defileth the land. So blood's gonna have to be paid to get this land clean again, man. You know, the Lord's he's gonna recompense everything to make it balanced again. And that's why we should not be worried about being in this place, because you don't know when the Lord's gonna send a strong storm to take you away and steal you away in the night, man. So while you're thinking that you're promised tomorrow, and it's okay to be out of line with your husband, or to be out of line with the scriptures, or being like, you know what, I'm gonna have secret sins today. The Lord will send you things like this, man. Look at this area. Look at this. Check that out. We got the video, and look at what it did, man.
Meet 3 students.
We're gonna mute that for a second, just on the sake of we don't want to be annoyed, and we don't care about Chase. Chase, you know, Amalek. We're not trying to give y'all no more money, man. Tired of playing your games. I'm serious. Look at it. Look at the destruction.
And we've got to keep in mind here, at least 7 people's lives have been claimed by the storm. We've been checking in all morning with Fox weather correspondent Katie Byrne. She's live in Houston. She's had some really informative reports. What's the latest on the ground right now?
Well, Ari, we're watching a lot of the crews kind of move through the cleanup, but there's a lot to get through. When you look around, imagine being a car driving in between these high rises as those windows were all blown out. Inside, you could see that the airbags came out here. There's insulation packed into the front of the car. A piece of another car window has somehow ended up here. And these blinds started out inside of one of these offices and then flew out the window when those 100-mile-per-hour winds caused all of those blown out windows all around us. At least 5 different high-rise buildings, office buildings, and hotels are dealing with serious damage, and there are glass company.
Look at that. These are those clefts of the rocks, man. What the Lord say in was it Malachi, or is it Obadiah? Let's
Obadiah.
Go. It's Obadiah?
Yeah.
Let's get Obadiah real quick. Yeah, look. Right here, Obadiah 1 and 3. It says the pride of and who's representing this right now? This Edomite, man. These Edomites, man. This is the Esau's land, bro. This is the things that are happening. But let's read this real quick, and then we can continue. It said, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, these big high-rise buildings, and whose habitation is high. Why do you think they actually call them high-rise buildings, man? You understand? These are the things that you know, what we got to understand, that these characteristics of these other nations, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? The so-called Esau, the so-called white man, is so proud to think that a tornado can't destroy him and bring him down to the ground. The beautiful works of the Lord, that are the powers of the earth that govern the earth, are lesser than the pride of the Esau, the so-called white man. You understand? That's how proud they are. But let's keep going with it. What did he say? Thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars. Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And that's basically what it is. I also wanted the one that said they're going to build and we shall destroy it. The Lord's going to. That's Malachi 1.
That's Malachi.
What's that? Yeah.
The rock. That's Malachi 1:4.
Yeah, no, you got it right. And so there you go. And this is what the Lord. This is whereas Edom said, "We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places." So that's what they did when they came to this land, man. They were brought down low, and what did they wanted to do? They wanted to build all these high-rise buildings on the expense of the Israelites, man. And the Lord said, and what did she say? She literally just said it, that, you know what, we had this stuff brought down. Look at our these buildings being destroyed, acting like the Lord isn't going to keep his word. He said, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down." And that's what a tornado is doing, man. That's what war is going to do. That's what all these weapons that the Lord, these powers that the Lord put on the earth, are going to bring down, including the physical sword and the ICBM missiles that we discussed that bring fervent heat. All of these are powers that the Lord created to bring down the wicked on this earth. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So the Lord does not have any respect to Esau and this land that we live in. He's going to destroy it.
Hey, and Salaki, we all know that Esau to be a liar, right?
Huh?
That happened in Houston, right? We go to Houston all the time, right? We know that there's homeless people who live out on the street continually, right? You telling me only 4 people got injured? Nah, bro. I know there's more numbers.
Huh? Especially downtown.
Thank you.
So that's where they sleep literally on the street. So as those strong gusts of winds were happening, you think these businesses were letting homeless people in there to save their lives, or they still looking at them like, y'all can't bring your unclean people in here? Or, no, y'all gotta die. We would rather y'all die than us to shelter you from the storm.
Exactly.
And the majority of those people homeless out there are the Israelites, man.
Exactly.
So this is one of those things, and it says, and without power, what happened? No clean water to drink. And imagine being homeless, not having access to things of pots of water, and all you got to drink is the water that you can turn on a water hose or the side of wherever you can find water, and you drinking contaminated water because they can't, and nobody's giving you bottles of water because they there's no power, so nobody's down there. You understand? And this even went into Baytown. I was reading it. It says right here, and this blew through Cypress, a lot of the areas in Houston. It says the strongest gust recorded by a wind gauge was 78 miles per hour in the Highlands neighborhood. But based on the extent of damage, surveys teams estimated the thunderstorm gust reached 90 to 100 miles per hour in Baytown, while downtown Houston had significant straight line winds peaking at 100. It was kind of crazy. I was in my bedroom, and this is just somebody saying something. I was in my bedroom, and all of a sudden, my alarm started going off. Tornado warning, take shelter. And Juan Alcala, who was visiting Houston from Austin, told Fox Weather, all of a sudden, everything just turns dark, and you could see outside the wind started coming in, and the rain, and it was just dark. So that's what the Lord said he's going to do, right? Then he said he's going to come and, basically, take you away in the night, man. And that's what that fear, that darkness came in and took you away in the night.
Hey, Salaki, I actually heard sirens. You know what I'm saying? I live in Daytona, so I heard those sirens, man. It was pretty loud.
See that? And all praises to the Most High. Nothing happened to you, brother. You know what I mean? But I'm not surprised, man, because you diligently serve the Lord and you fear the Lord.
Hey, that's the thing. That's my protection, man. And even when it come down to it, let's be honest, right? Houston was without power. It was a blackout for days. What do people tend to do in blackouts, man? Go looting.
Mm-hmm.
Crime increases during blackouts, man.
And I kind of want to see something real quick, just to emphasize. I want to see. I want to see something. I just want to see just so I can kind of like get a clear picture of it.
See that, brother? Said pull up the game.
Let's pull up some game footage real quick, just so you can see what it's like when you see. See that? It starts off kind of small like that, and you wouldn't even if you were driving down the street, you wouldn't even notice that, would you?
Hey, they drive.
You wouldn't even. I've seen those. Yeah, that's Esau though, man. I told you, Esau don't believe it. They got something wrong with them.
What are they?
I would. Hey, you know what they are? They're fools. That's what they are.
Hey, didn't they have a movie about that?
Called Twister, man.
Yeah.
But look, you see how this thing starts off, but you think that's a little. If you're looking at the top, this looks like it's little, doesn't it? But look at this down here. Look how that's a large. Look at the size of the road, Salakia. Look at the size of the road right there. Now look how big that gust is from that little tail up there. And now that's that darkness that pulls in on you, man. Let's go a little further with it. Let's see. Let's look what it looks like a little bit further. You gonna tell me that's nothing? You want to, and look how big this is. An 18-wheeler trailer right there. This is an 18-wheeler, and beside the size of that Twister, and it can just sit and just consume. And look, it's pulling in stuff that is so far away from it. It's being pulled into it, the debris. So this was something that touched the land in Texas and was rushing through the backyards of a lot of people's houses or through neighborhoods, through downtown. And because it becomes so dark, you're not able to see how big of destruction it is that's in front of you, man. You think it's a light thing because you're looking up. When you're so close to it, you can't appreciate the size and the destruction of it. The only time you can really see what's really going on if you got space away from it. You gotta be a distance away.
You got to be a space away from it.
That's a trailer in the street. That red container was on the back.
Yeah.
Of it. And now look at it. And then you're acting like it's not a big deal. That's a massive thing right there, man. Look at this.
Hey, to really appreciate that, you got to be in the air. That's how you can see the things that's flying in it. You can see the destruction from a 360 degrees.
But the tornado got tornadoes on the side of it, brother. That's what you don't understand. You see this main cone, but there's twisters. They're called vertices. And what they do is, as that main one's going, you're still in the tornado's path, even out here, because there's certain things that you can't really see that is still causing suction and path of destruction.
That's crazy.
So these are the things that kind of can destroy you in the middle of the night. And tell me, when you go look outside your window at nighttime and this was coming towards you, you would be able to see it.
Hey, that's
be able to see it. Or you would
that tornado gonna be turned into a thief, man. You would call that tornado a thief because it's stealing you at night. And the Lord's day is gonna come in what? Like a thief in the night, man.
There you go. And that's the beauty of it. So that's where you gotta understand how insanely important it is to serve the Lord with diligence, because in the time of your unexpected, you want to be charged with them angels to protect and hedge your household, to preserve you, because the destruction that's going to come is going to be worse than that in the day of the Lord, man.
God, there we go. That Nahum 1:3. It says what? The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord has his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and in the clouds are the dust of his feet.
See that? Mighty, man. So that goes into the wisdom of Solomon that the brother was bringing out. So this is literally works of the Most High. And Shalom, King. Shalom.
Shalom, King.
So and that's kind of what we're looking at, man. That you gotta understand that the hand of the Lord is it's ain't nobody gonna outbox the Most High, and he don't even got to get off his throne, man. And so with that being said, hey man, y'all need to pray up, repent, and keep these commandments, because man, you never know when the Lord's gonna say today's your day. Are you gonna be in? And guess what? A lot of people's pride, what they like to say, I mean, I deal with the Lord when I deal with the Lord when I see him.
God knows my heart,
bro. And I know. I've even heard my own family say that. I even heard, man, talking about I deal with the Most High when I deal with the Most High. Like when the Most High comes like this, you gonna deal. This is the Most High right here. What you gonna do when the Most High comes at you like this, right here with this big ass storm to your house? You gonna still have that same energy? Like I'm gonna deal with you. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna eat pork when I. Oh, hey. You said I can't eat pork with that shit. Do something. He came to your house with that. What you gonna do? Lord, please forgive me. I'm so sorry, Lord. I won't cuss no more. That's what they want to say. He said, don't ain't nothing about no cussing. Quit breaking my commandments, man. Respect me, love me, fear me. But Jake won't do it until they got a damn tornado knocking on their door. And even then, they gonna act like, you know what? That was Satan.
Yeah.
That's the Lord, man.
Exactly. You're gonna think that's Satan. Oh, Lord, please protect me from Satan. Lord, look at you now. I'm doing this.
The craziness, the audacity, man. It's insane. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like these things are terrifying when you look at them. Look at these things, man. This is just look how huge that is. And that's in the middle of nowhere. But look, it happens in the cities too. Tearing up stuff just like this. People on boats, in the middle of boats and getting sucked off the boats in the ocean. And then next you know, a tornado come by and pull off on you. Pull by you. Just consume you, man. Look, look how quick this happened. Just like that. Oh, and look at all that money getting tore up right there. There's people in the water right here. Look. Bye. How would you feel in that situation? Just got tossed out the damn boat, man. Because you was like, you know what? It's a Sabbath day. I don't need to keep that. I need to go boating today. I need to go do that. You know? What about these things? Look at this. There's no hiding from this.
Get down.
Let's pull this up real quick.
Yeah.
Look at it. Watch this. This is a tornado about to hit this. And this is rural. This is in the middle of nowhere. They ain't got no high facilities, no stuff like that. But look how big that tornado. That's like being out just in the middle of nowhere, man. Standing in a dirt hut.
Come on.
Watch. And look, and they got there's nowhere to hide. So, and what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when the Lord comes knocking at you right there? You gonna still have that energy? Look, big ass hell. Like we just brought out, like the hail and all that stuff that the Lord brings with the tempest winds, and now it's gonna consume you. You know how scared would you be in that situation, man? You literally standing there with a camera while a massive tornado comes, and all you gotta do is have to hide in is a dirt hut. I doubt that you're gonna have that energy. Like, nah, I'm gonna get with the Lord when on my time then. I doubt that. I doubt that anybody gonna have that kind of, nah, I don't care. And all he can do is stand there. Ain't nothing he can do. He just got to take it. Just got to take it. Got to deal with it. Just got to deal with it, man. Barely made it out of that alive. Got the edge of it. But anyways, we dive, you know, we can go on this all day and show you how fearful it is to be messing with the Most High, man. But I wouldn't recommend it. for anybody out there. I would tell them repent because this right here could be your last day, especially in tornado season. So continuing on, we got one more article. We actually got one more article to go to, but we'll get into it real quick. Now look what's going on in the world right now. You got Germany, which is Edomites, right? Warns that it will arrest Benjamin Netanyahu if he sets foot in their country. This is Amalek's prime minister. Look how wicked. Don't they just, if you take this out of the picture, don't he look just like a Roman or a Greek right there?
Of course.
So when you're looking at these people, they're not different. They're not the different people, man. They're the same house. The chiefs house. Let's go into what's it? Let's just do it, man. This is how you know what's going on. First Maccabees, man. Look. This is right here. So let's start First Maccabees 1 and 5. Let's say, wherefore he called his servants such as were honorable and had been brought up with from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So that's why you get these different Edomites everywhere, man. You got the German, the Dutch, the Polish, the French, the Spanish, the Spaniards, the Portuguese, the Israelis, which are Germanic at nature, that took over the land of Israel in 1948. That's why they speak a Yiddish, which is what it goes back into a Germanic language that they bastardized to make a modern Hebrew. They came up with their own, right? And it says, and after his so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bear rule everyone in this place. That's why when you look through history, you got the French, like we just went through, all of these different sects of Edomites that have separated themselves outside of the Greek and the Roman Empire. And it says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied on the earth, to the point where they're now trying to, and this is Babylon, United States of America's number one ally, man. They sending them billions of dollars based off of what? A thing that they created, an agreement, and and an allied support to give them funding, man. And these are the people that built up the banks, which were provided by insurance, insurance was created based off of losing cargo slaves to make sure that they got their profit back, man. But these people right here are saying that they're killing the Palestinians at a high level, to the point where their own people are saying if this guy ever comes into their country, they're gonna arrest him for war crimes. You got also them saying that the White House warns Israel not to withhold Palestinian funds over European recognition. So Europe is destroying itself right now. And Esau, which is the chief house, which is, let's bring out the classic on it. Let's just go there. And this is pretending us. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. These people are not poor. These people right here are running a country to the point where they got so much allied and money and support and weapons that they're destroying the food and the aid that people around the world are sending to their enemies, which is just another nation. And they're saying that, you know what, we're the true Israelites. We're the true people of God. But the Lord said the true ones would be poor, man. But thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. They're so evil that their own people want to arrest them for war crimes and destroying a genocide of another nation just because they have the power in their hand. And these people are bloodthirsty, man. This is the sword of the earth. These people do not get a good night's sleep unless they can feel they can destroy and kill and take some blood. These are the true vampires of the earth that love blood, man. What you got, King?
Sirach 12 and 10.
Khan. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemies, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Hey, you supposed to never trust them, man. Don't trust the things that they say. You can't trust the things that they do. You can't even trust the way that they breathe, man. The way they dress, right? Because there's multiple videos, right? Not even that. Just multiple accounts. We see it in movies all the time. You know, you kind of got that business Amalekite. He's walking on Wall Street, right? Got the 3-piece suit on. Next thing you know, hey, man will walk by, kind of grab his clothes. The man's wearing woman underwear, man. So you can't trust nothing about these people, man. You can't trust not a single thing, man. And they say that they are Jews, but we know that they're not, man. Next verse, Papa Kashal.
Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou
go ahead.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
Hey, those that just watch them, you know how wicked they really are, man. That their wickedness, even though they might humble themselves, it's still there. It is still there. And we see it on Esau every week. We have Edomites, men and women, come up to us. Oh no, we love black people. I love everybody. I'm sorry that happened to you. Okay, you sorry from that? Okay, cool. Do you benefit from it? No, I don't. Hold up. Did your forefathers do this? Not my forefathers. No. They're liars. And the truth would never be found in them, man. That's why you gotta watch these devils, man. But with that, I yield.
And that's one thing that you gotta understand. You know, the way that they're moving is to take away the aid of other. You know what I mean? You know, and if you say that, you know, the way that they like to view things is that, you know, look, watch this. They like to say that, you know, we love everybody and love and peace should be on the earth. And these are the people that say that you can love who you want. That's why they have that pride parade every year. Because isn't that the motto of the so-called white man? You can love who you please and love how you please. And love, the Most High is about all love. Where's the love right there, man? But these people don't have love in them. You know what I mean? Check this out. Proverbs 28:2. We always go to 1, but let's read 2:22. For the transgression of a land, many are the princes thereof, but by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. So you actually a good dude, you know what I mean? You're a good people, then your stuff is gonna be prolonged, man. You're gonna actually have you know, things that last. You know what I mean? But what? 28:3. A poor man that oppresseth the poor is like a sweeping rain which leaveth no food. And these people are are wicked, man. They're oppressing the oppressed because these people want to be top of the food chain and don't understand that, look, killing everything that could be your ally. These people that are, look, Esau, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, the Hagarenes, all of these people should be working together constantly and never fighting, because the number one goal for them is to what? Oppress the Israelites. Because if they ever forget that's their goal, then we get up out of here, and that's what we're trying to do. That's why they said, look, for 83:5, Psalms 83:5, for they have consulted together with one consent that they are against a confederate against thee. And all of these people, the tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites, Moab, the Hagarenes, right?
Gabal, Ammon, and Amalek.
Amalek, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. So all these Amalek and the Philistines, man, Palestinians but we know these are the Africans. But hey, take it twofold: Amalek, the so-called current Israeli man, and the damn Palestinians. They supposed to be in one accord. They should definitely be in one accord to do what? This. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. But the pride of the so-called white man is that he wants to become Israel. That's why he messed up. They were supposed to be keeping this name out of the mouth of anybody in the earth after they destroyed the name. But they had a pride that made sure that they wanted to become God's people, the Most High's chosen people. So then 1947 and 48, they declared, we're going to take that place and we're going to become it, and we're going to be able to oppress everybody. because that's what the Lord says, right? We have the right to do that because we're his chosen people. We can do what we want. All of you guys belong to us, but you just eat them. Nothing belongs to you except judgment and actually complete eradication of being on this earth. So with that, we can move to the next one because we can easily see that these people are tyrants and wicked, and war is happening, man. War. This is a country that's fighting Ishmael right now. We had Moab fighting Moab. You know what I mean? Esau fighting Ishmael. Esau fighting Esau. So you got the wars going. Man, all of this to say is what's happening to the global economy right now, man. Everybody's barely having enough money to afford to feed themselves, man. Because goods are becoming less and less. Russia, Ukraine is responsible for most of the grains in the world. Russia is responsible for a lot of the fertilizer that cause people to grow crops. China and Taiwan are technology and all goods basically exported. You got Ishmael over there with the oil and gas. Now the petrodollar the US dollar has no more use in Ishmael's land, right? And Elam and all them over there. So what does that cause? Global inflation. It's to the point where you can't go to the store and buy nothing affordable. 5 things in your cart will cost you over $100. It's even so bad that would you ever think eating McDonald's is a luxury? I would have never thought like Chick-fil-A is a luxury. McDonald's, Whataburger is a luxury. I thought those were things that were convenience, that were even so convenient that they were not even there were last ditch options to do rather than cook a home good meal versus let's go eat some unhealthy fast food. But now unhealthy fast food has become the new what is that? Eddie B's, man. Raw sushi, man. What's this? What's this article say right here? It says nearly 8 in 10 said that they now view fast food as a luxury, and 62% said they are eating it less often because prices have gone up. The survey found there was also a socioeconomic component. Half of those surveyed said they consider fast food a luxury because they are struggling financially. So let's look at this article real quick. It says nearly 80% of Americans now consider fast food a luxury due to high prices. 80%. That means mostly everybody. Let's hear what Esau got to say.
Go.
I can do without their music because they don't make good music.
They think that poison is a luxury.
Yeah, think about that. Taco Bell is a luxury, man. I never thought I would ever think to see the day where Taco Bell would be considered like, damn near 5-star restaurant because I can't even afford it. It's damn near no different than going out to Taste of Texas, man.
You know what that means? That means, hey, Jake, he can now bring a girl to McDonald's and say that's a luxury meal, bro.
Hey, I just saw something where Jake took a woman to Shake Shack, and she tried to clown him, man. He said it was lunch. He said she was like, well, sitting there high and mighty, mind you, probably got picked up because she ain't got a car, right? Went and got her ass, took her to lunch because she said she wanted to go out to eat something for lunch. So he picks her up, takes her out, they buy food, and she's like, what is this? And he's like, what do you mean, what is this? He's like, I just spent like $50 for all of this stuff. What are you talking about? Like, this is really good. And she was like, you took me to go get a burger, and who do you think I am? I think you're delusional. I think you're ungrateful. I think that you should probably buy your own food from now on and I guarantee you're not going to Shake Shack. You might go warm up that ramen pack. You know what I'm saying? And add that little cheese slice in it. But she got something to say against Jake going out there and being considered to take her out to lunch and even to pay for it. In these times, you think it's brothers got money just to be out here dating women and taking them out to eat to see if it work out? It's financially not even available right now. It's too hard for people to be wasting money buying other people free food, let alone somebody who's ungrateful and selfish. You know what I mean? Let's listen to what Esau talking about.
Food eaters may not be as happy about their Happy Meals as they once were. Prices have shot way up under President Biden, surpassing the overall rate of inflation. So let's dive into how it started versus how it's going. In total, under Biden, food away from home is up nearly 22% since 2021, but fast food has been hit particularly hard. New data shows that fast food prices have gone up faster than the average hourly earnings of most employees at fast food restaurants. So let's dig a little deeper. I want to start with Chipotle. Jackie, this is for you. You're my Chipotle person, okay?
Your girl.
Look at this. 2019, a Chipotle burrito, $6.50. Those were good days.
I remember.
I like those days.
I know.
Today, $10.70. So you're paying a heck of a lot more. Now, you can divide those, which is the nice thing, but it's still way up. Or let's go to this. Subway.
This is our thoughts.
I've got you in mind for this, Taylor. A little healthier. Okay, I'm not doing a veg, though. This is not a veg. In 2019, $5.50 for a foot long.
Yeah.
That was nice.
$5.
Today, 2024, $8.49.
Not nice.
Now, of course, these can vary by location and where you are by state, but the point is, it's gone way up to get lunch. And here's why I think it matters to me. You think about when you're buying this stuff. A lot of times, you know, if you're a family, we talked about families earlier, you're out with the kids, you need that stopgap thing, you go to fast food. But if you got 2 or 3 kids and you're buying the Subways, Taylor, I mean, that adds up. That's why people don't feel so good about how things are going.
And you can't afford it. And it's no longer sort of used to go to it as ease and convenience, maybe as a trade-off for some of the health nutrients that we're lacking. But if you're not really getting the ease and convenience of the prices, and you're not really also getting the health, I don't see how families can afford it. I know in my family, we're just sort of cutting back down and just doing the basic groceries.
And what is interesting about this is when they wanted to raise minimum wage to $15, that's what everybody was saying. Don't do it. You're going to push the cost of everything up. And so ultimately, they never passed legislation to do that. And it happened through inflation. Employers had to raise their wages, and that added to the price increases. And that's where we are. Now, interesting about Chipotle was that we have the CFO on, and he said that customers have been pretty resilient and they're continuing to spend. But you add that to that $10 and change burrito, a $3 and something small soda, and now you're at $15 almost per person.
He also said it had only been a few weeks since that higher minimum wage had gone into effect. And so stay tuned on
that
if
was
consumers
California,
start to push back.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
And let's think about this for a split second right here. It went up $3 on top of that. A burger, think about it, $5.50, right? And then let's times that by 20. Let's say we'll just start at $5 times 20. That's $100, right? Times the $3, that's 60. So the food went up 60% in 3 years. Fast food did. Think about that. You're almost getting to a point where you're paying 100% more for the food you were paying a couple years ago for the inflation and what's that?
Same quality.
For the same, actually lesser portions and poorer quality, because now things are become less and less convenient and less available. And I was reading over this a little bit earlier, and I want to just bring this one out, and I'll let you get what you got going on yours as well.
No, but you can't bring that out.
I'm about to. Look, verse 5. It says, "Now therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways." That's a massive statement right there, man. We're getting to a point where the Lord is literally calling out for all the people, all of his people, and every people in the earth, but primarily his own people. Consider your ways before it's too late, man. Why? Verse 6, ye have sown much and bring in little. That's the point right now. The Israelites have done so much work in this country to bring it up to a point of success, financially being powerful, being recognized as the best place to live, the land of opportunity, because they see a land of opportunity. I mean, you can do whatever and to whoever you want here, as long as that you're part of the right nations, as long as you're not an Israelite. But for us, we did all the work. We laid all the groundwork. We've sown much and bring in little. That's why we're always living check to check. Literally, they have the power to pause your bank account to make sure when you're already going through a recession, that they have the ability to not, even if you have money available, they can pause it and be like, you can't access your money. And you don't have any power for when and how long it takes for them to turn it back on. And then by the time they turn it on, they're probably going to take something from you just so they can say, hey, I want to take this from you, and then I'll give you what's left over. They have the power to reach into your pockets as you're trying to put stuff in your pockets, right? It says you eat, but you have not enough. That's what they're saying right now. You going out to fast food, but can't even afford enough food, man. You got a family, $8 versus $5. Let's say 3 sandwiches at $15, or $3, 3 sandwiches at $24. No, actually $35, Salakia. So $40 actually. Let's say it like that. Okay, 5 sandwiches at $5.25. $5 at 8 sandwiches is $40. So you're paying an extra $15 for 3 sandwiches. So that's a whole another 3 sandwiches you could have bought. You lost 3 sandwiches for how much the inflation is. It say ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. And that's what's going on in it right now, man. You're making money, but you're not making enough, because as soon as you get it, it fell out your pockets, man. It's going straight to waste. And you're not even, it's leaving without it giving you any kind of return. And you've added so much to this place. Our people have added so much to this place. And we're still at the very pinnacle of saying we have all the freedom and the ability to do whatever we want in America. We have all this freedom. But why are we still so poor? Why is it that even the white man is complaining about him becoming poor in this place? He doesn't even have the freedom to be wealthy in this land no more. He sees his money falling out of his pockets. Edomite said, we're buying basic groceries now. How long has Jake been buying basic groceries? When has it been? You know Jake doing too much when he like, hey man, shoot, I got some steaks over here. Oh, that brother ain't under the curses. Brother, I got some lamb over here. Man, you ain't under the curses. Because to them, that's all they've ever eaten ever since they've been here, man. They got slaughterhouses. They got land. They got cattle. They got bank accounts full of money. But you even got Esau that has bank accounts full of money talking about they got to cut back to basic groceries. Because now they see that their bank account is dwindling. I can't say my bank account has ever looked so nice that I never thought that it always looked like it had holes in it. And I'm not saying that I haven't done well in life, but it's for some reason, no matter how well I do, it doesn't matter, because it always seems like no matter what I put in my pockets, it always goes to waste. Like I never had anything. I still need more. What you got?
Nah, you eating hard on there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this. That Joshua classic, Joshua 24 and verse 15. Classic precept, man. Right? My brother said, what? Consider your ways, man. And this is one of the things you got to consider. Right? Verse 15, Baba Kashab.
15?
Yeah.
Joshua 24 and 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve.
You see that? So you kind of got to choose, man. You have to choose what God you're going to serve. You're going to serve the God of the world or the Most High God. Right?
Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Hey, look, we're going to serve the Lord. That's what we choose. But what we saying is, you, Israel, all Israel, y'all got to choose, man. Y'all going to serve the Most High God that kept you on the good side of the flood? Or are you going to serve the God of the Amorites, the God of the Edomites, the gods of Moab, right? The gods of Ammon, right? The gods of Edom, Ishmael, man. We got to determine these things, man. So, hey, my brother said, consider your ways. These things need to be considered, because the Lord ultimately going to be the one that do what? Hey, look, your enemies is showing you they can take your money out your bank account. Your money, they can freeze and stop you from getting access to it. But what? The Lord, he's going to make sure you find a way.
That's
the
right.
Lord's going to feed you and take care of you, man. I mean, we believe that. Do you believe that, Khan?
Khan.
See that? So, hey, we know our God. We know who we're going to serve, man. It's ultimately what? what you're going to do at the end of the day. I yield.
And with that, the brother laid out the perfect, thing to consider thy ways by, man. And just like in our house, and hopefully in every one of y'all house in Israel, that y'all have the true love and respect for the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and you serve the Lord with all diligence, because in this house, the house of Sons of Zion, we're going to serve the Lord. And with that, shalom.
Hey, shalom.